Hey, it's Mariana here, broadcasting from my front porch in Fairfax, California, where summer has finally come. I want to answer the questions that I've been receiving from many of you about my upcoming 9-month mentorship program on working with spiritual crises, spiritual communities, spiritual teachers, um, psychedelic related crises, and the many, many things that can and do go wrong on the spiritual path. For those of you who are just tuning in or may have missed the newsletter, I decided to close my private practice and I'm pursuing other creative avenues that I'll talk about, I'm sure, eventually. But in the meantime, it felt critical for me to be able to do other things that I teach clinicians and mental health workers and psychiatrists and yoga teachers and really anybody who wants to know everything that I have learned about working with many, many spiritual crises, spiritual teachers, spiritual scandals, and all of these issues over the past 2 decades. So I'm running this 9-month, one-time only. I may decide to do it again, but I'm really thinking of it as a one-time thing, a one-time offering where I'm going to mentor a group of clinicians and non-clinicians in all of these issues. So here's the questions I've been getting. Will I learn something new in your course given my experience? Right? So a lot of people who come to my classes, I feel it's always been a great gift. They come with a lot of experience. So people are writing to me saying, I've been a psychotherapist for 20 years. I have been in this community and I studied meditation over here and I did this trauma work. Am I going to learn something new? So my best answer is that in the years that I taught yoga and psyche, the last 12 years, that I always taught all level classes and in both yoga and trauma healing and psychology. And the strongest feedback, most positive feedback, was always from the most experienced practitioners. So I think what I have to offer that's unique in this way is the repetition. In yoga, one of my favorite sutras says practice implies repetition. And I've had so much repetition over so many years of so many crises that the themes and what has been effective and not effective in doing this work has really jumped out to me. So I will teach to the individuals in the course. So knowing a little bit about each person and what they need, I think will be able to address that. Another question, I'm not a licensed mental health professional. Is there a place for me in your course and what is it? So there has been so much more interest than I anticipated in the last 2 weeks since I shared this course. And I really imagined it was just going to be a small group of people known to me that I could cultivate as my personal referral basis for all the cases that continue to come to me and which I don't plan to keep taking, except for a very few. And as I put out the word, there's been so many extraordinary, skilled people, both mental health workers and many, many others, yoga teachers, yoga therapists, coaches, people who want to do service for those who can't afford to pay anything when they need something, people who want to work with elders. And so what has organically emerged is that I'm going to do 2 tracks of the program simultaneously. They will cover the same subjects, but one will be for licensed clinicians or those in licensure track and mental health workers, and the other will be for the clergy and yoga teachers and all the other kinds of people that are asking to be mentored. And what I'm excited about is with the people who are in the fields of, let's say, yoga or physical therapy or trying to find how they want to put together their offerings, I'll be able to offer more attention in the group to helping them see how this material applies to their various vocations or desired vocations. And then when I'm working in the clinical track, I can make sure that the people that I need to refer to clinical cases will have the information that I need them to have in order to feel confident in referring cases to them in the future. So there will be 2 tracks. I have no idea the exact numbers, but I'm imagining 10 to 20 people in each track. And but I will be able to extend the circle of confidentiality to people in both tracks, and we will all meet together at different times. And one of the beautiful things that's been emerging, and it's happened before and I'm seeing it again, is that through an offering like this, really extraordinary people are coming out, or people I've known in the past that I couldn't share with other people because I was in a confidential relationship with them. So there is a unique, organic community building aspect that's been emerging, and that actually I've heard from a number of people that you're looking for and wanting, right, to work in teams. And from the quality of people I am already admitting into the class, I see the capacity for people to form teams of care and even of supervision, and many useful alliances. So that's a really exciting extra I hadn't really even thought about until it happened again. What's the time commitment each month? We'll meet 2 hours. I'll meet with you all twice for 2 hours each on Wednesday mornings at 10 to 12 Pacific time. And then in between, you'll have 2 one-hour meetings with another peer in the group over Zoom. And a little bit of supplemental reading. So I'm imagining 6 to 8 hours a month commitment. And many people have asked, what if I need to miss classes? And because it's all recorded, that's absolutely fine. I'll ask everybody to agree to listen to the recordings promptly after the class they missed so they can stay on the same track, because it'll all be progressive. But it's fine to miss classes. Those who will want CEs, I don't know the exact number that will be available, but it will be sizable. They will have their own requirement about how many classes you can miss being live in order to get the CEs. But they build that into their offering. And how do I proceed if I'm interested? I am doing concise 15-minute interviews with people who are interested in order to understand what their intentions and desires are for the mentorship and to answer any specific questions they have. And so please just write to me directly to set up an interview. The early bird $100 discount ends at the end of next week, June 15th. So I will be available for interviews next week. And otherwise, from there, after our talk, I'll give you information on payment. It is first come, first served to the people who I admit into the program right now. So to be assured a space, I would encourage you to sign up sooner. Happy to be here. Happy to be meeting old friends and new ones and former people who I've known, and see how we're all developing together. It's a real pleasure. Thank you.